Welcome to a new video in my home automation series, and this video is going to be a user request very similar to the previous video, and this is also related to thermostatic radiator valves or TRVs. The last video was about Shelly, so this is about Sonoff, and the automation that we want to achieve in this video is that the TRVs are going to control the Sonoff mini-D, and the Sonoff mini-D is going to be connected, let's say, to the gas boiler. So whenever one of the radiator valves opens, which means that hot water needs to be circulated, then the Sonoff mini-D is going to turn on the gas boiler. So again, if I want to show you in a schematic view, so let's say we have a house or an apartment where we have multiple radiators, and each of these radiators have a radiator valve. And usually these radiators are connected with each other, and there is like a central heat source, which could be a gas boiler, well, it can be an electric boiler as well, or maybe it's like a large buffer tank which holds hot water, and that hot water is being replenished, let's say a log burner or any other heat source. And usually even these gas boilers have an internal circulator pump which then circulates the water across these radiators. So when all the radiators are closed, there is no point for this boiler to run because there is no need for any hot water. So we can actually turn off the boiler, so we can just go to standby mode, switch off the circulator pumps, also switch off the gas, so we are going to save energy and cost. But whenever any of these valves open, then we also have to turn on the gas boiler to turn on the heating and also start the circulating pump, so the hot water starts cycling through each of the radiators. But before I cover setting up the smart rules or the scenes in the eWeLink application, let me talk about the wiring. So the thermostatic radiator valve is, well, you put on the radiator valve and there is nothing else to it, and obviously you have to link it to your Zigbee Hub because it's a Zigbee device, but I don't want to talk about it. I covered it in the review video when I made a review of this unit. I also covered most of the wiring questions on the Sonoff mini-D, but this is probably the most crucial part, so let me just cover that. So first of all, we have to give power to this unit, and as you can see, it has connections on the well, basically the lower side, and I have connected to mains power as well, so it is connected to the N and the L terminals. And now, well, I don't have a boiler here, but we would connect the boiler to the NO and the COM terminals, so normally open and the COM terminals. And the way you do this is that, let's say you have an existing thermostat as well. If you have a very old analog thermostat which doesn't have any display, most probably there are only two wires are going to that thermostat. So I'm talking about the really old ones where you have just a manual dial, and internally I think they usually have like a mercury switch or something similar. So then the two wires you can just easily connect to the COM and the NO terminals. But of course, then you have to source power to the Sonoff mini-D from another source. And of course, this Sonoff mini-D doesn't have to be at the same place where the old thermostat was. You can find those wires on your boiler and then connect it directly, because most probably you are going to have mains power there. The other option is if you have a thermostat which is, let's say, a more modern, so it has a screen, it has some memory, you can do some programs, then most probably it still has those two wires which are going to the boiler. But then also there is power which is powering that actual thermostat unit, so it has the memory and the screen and everything. And that power can come from two different places, so that power can be mains powered. In this case, you can just use those mains power wires and connect it to the live and the neutral, the same as you can see it here. But sometimes those thermostats use DC power, let's say 12 volts or 24 volts, which are usually supplied by the boiler itself. If that is the case, then you can connect those DC sources here to the DC plus and the DC minus terminal, because this unit can also run from DC power source anything from 12 to 24 volts. So that's the wiring which needs to be done. And of course, these wirings and the colors of the wires, they differ from one manufacturer to another. This is why I'm just talking about generics and I don't want to go into specific colors. So you have to figure out yourself. Maybe you can find it in the manual of the thermostat or the boiler itself. And now with the hardware out of the way, so now we can go into the eWeLink application. I'm going to show you in this eWeLink application. If you are doing this with the iHost, then the setup is going to be very similar. The concept is exactly the same, and the user interface is going to be a little bit different, but you will find the same functionality on the iHost as well. So as you can see here, I have the TRV, and further down I also have the mini-D, which I have given it, that's here. I've given it like a different icon as a gate because I think I was doing a gate demonstration before. The only thing I would say is that to make sure that in the settings the inching is disabled, because we don't want pulses to be created, but we want to actually turn this device on and off. But we don't really need to do any more configuration here. We have to go into the scenes and we have to create two different scenes. One is going to turn this unit on to turn the boiler on, and the other one is going to turn this unit off, which is going to turn the boiler off. So we are going to create a new one, and then in the triggers we are going to say that a smart device changes and the TRV, and then enable the status is heating. So this is the status when the TRV decides that it needs to open up the valve because it needs to circulate the hot water in the radiator because the room is cold. So if the TRV status is heating, then we need to turn on the mini-D. So I'm just going to search for my mini-D and I'm going to turn it on. So that is going to be the condition to turn the boiler on, because hot water is needed. We need to turn on the heating. But of course I have this set up for one single TRV, and most probably you are going to have multiple TRVs. So what you're going to set here, you see here in the if condition, it says if any condition is met. And actually that's what we want, because now you can click on the plus icon and again go to smart device and select your second TRV and your third and the fourth and the fifth. So how many you want or you need to set up, because all we want to do is just to say in this routine that if any of the valves open, we need to start the boiler because heating is required in at least one of the radiators. And this is pretty much it. And now you can save the scene, and that scene you can give it a name that heating turns on or boiler turns on. And with this, that should take care of turning on the boiler, but we also need to handle the scenario where the boiler needs to be turned off. So we click on the plus icon again, and then we start triggers, and then it starts very similar to the previous one. So smart device, TRV, and then the status is idle. So this is the status which is going to happen when the room is warm enough, so then the radiator valve is closing. So it goes to idle. And then of course what we need to do on the action side is smart device, and we need to turn off the mini-D, so it actually turns off the boiler. And again, this is fine if you have one single device, but what we need to do is again add all our other TRVs. But the important distinction here is that up here in the if or under the if, we have to set if all conditions are met, because we only want to turn off the boiler if all the radiator valves are closed. Because if any of them are open, we still want the water to be running and flowing, because, well, there is heating required in one of the radiators in one of the rooms. So you set this if all conditions is met, and then you start again using the plus button, you start listing all your TRVs, and then just say that I want this to only run if all the TRVs are in idle. So all the radiators are closed, then no more hot water is required, so we can shut off the boiler. And again, that's it. You save the rule, you give it a name, like turning off the boiler, and then you are done. And basically that should take care of the automation. So now your TRVs, again, multiples of them, are going to control the single mini-D, which is going to control your gas boiler or any other heat source to turn on and also start circulating, or turn off and at the same time stop circulating. And I think this is all that is required to actually control the boilers. In order to control how much heating you want, you can have different scenes that you set on the TRVs controlling the set temperature, you know, dialing it back down or increasing it based on like a holiday mode or party mode or whatever. But I think I've covered those scenarios in my TRV review. So if you're interested in that, you can watch that video as well. So I think that's all going to be for today. Thanks for watching and hopefully see you in the next one.